Ready to create, design, and vibe? At Patro Creative, we bring dreams alive. Crafty math for kids with learning so bright. Wellness crafting for adults done right. We don't just paint, we craft, we mold, we stitch, we build, we elevate bold. Jewelry with Caribbean soul in view. 3D printing, laser work made just for you. Call 410-5016. Don't hesitate. Book a workshop or order. Craft, create, elevate.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it, accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
First home? Need to replace what stopped working? Ready for an upgrade? Now is the time to shop at Quartz. Get a free gift with purchase on select appliances and 20% off matching bedroom pieces. Shop mattresses for the comfort you need. Plus, save on furniture, dining, and large screen TVs. Get what you need at Quartz. And when they ask, say, I got it at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Payments shouldn't slow you down. Tap your phone to pay with Apple Pay or Google Pay. No need to carry cards or even your wallet. Freedom of online shopping that actually works with the Spot Pay Calypso card. Send and receive money with friends, locally and securely. Receive money from the US in seconds and spend it right away. Send and spend across the Caribbean and all over the world. All with one app. Spot Pay. Money reimagined.
And right now, as we've been telling you, you can now get your physical cards. That's right. So go into the app, make sure your app is up to date. You know, you can update it to your app store and order your physical cards. It's only $9.99. That amount of money is going to come out from your wallet. And of course, that's it. So check out Spot Pay. Yeah, I mean, it's the way to go, really. I don't walk around with cards anymore. Once you have your cell phone, and you're good to go. Yeah, you tap to pay, but now they are making things even more flexible for you. You can now get your physical Spot Pay app cards through the app. Okay, folks, let's do this right now. We've got an update from Nawasa. I'm going to be talking to you about that in a moment. And one from Smile Grenada. Yeah, man, they're doing things as usual. And demolition exercise targeting squatters at Guankai. And quite a bit of conversation surrounding that. We'll talk to you about that in a while. And, we also saw the PDA putting out a little thingy. We'll talk to you about that as well. One man charged with various stealing offenses. Now, this is Mikey Live, news discussed, not told. We don't have a horse in the race, so you know how we don't do the thing. All right, stay tuned, stay put. We'll be back. Headlines brought to you through the kind compliments of Quartz Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, Real Value, IGA Supermarket. We've got superb distributors on board as well, Ariza Credit Union, and all the other sponsors. We are happy to have you with us. Stay right there, folks. Just a little break, and we will be back.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Welcome to the future of shopping with Real Value IGA mobile app. Now, your favorite supermarket is right in your pocket. Whether you're a student, a busy parent, or in the diaspora shopping for friends and family at home, a Yachty, or a Grenadian, our mobile app has you covered. Shop online with our mobile app from anywhere and enjoy free delivery to St. George and St. David. Or you can pick up your groceries in-store, hassle-free. Convenience, savings, and a seamless experience in Grenada. All right here at your fingertips. Download the Real Value IGA mobile app and start shopping today. Real Value IGA, bringing the supermarket to you.
Whether you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look, the Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
Courts is giving you the chance to experience the Caribbean's premier music and arts event, the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. Every Courts purchase of $2,999 or more from now to April 23rd gives you a chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip for two. To enjoy the music, the flair, and to create unforgettable memories for you and your guests. Don't miss this opportunity. Shop today, only at Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Request, pay, ride. Dash makes getting around easy. Dash, rides that fit you.
All right, family, of course, again, we'd like to say hello and welcome to another Mikey Live program. And of course, the usual suspects, the people who are usually on the program, hello to you. And to the first time peoples, well, we hope it's not going to be a one-time thing, and I keep coming. Yeah, understand? Yeah, we got good peoples on the business. We just have some good fun on the business and things like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, like a family right here. Let's get straight into what's making the news right now. Nawasa is the first. We want to talk to you about that. They say that they are currently facing pumping challenges that are impacting the water supply to the La Pastora tank. Now, this has resulted in a significant shortfall affecting the following areas: Lassages, Corinth, Bailey's Backlet, Redgate, Petit Bakai, Westerhall, Westerhall Heights, Westerhall Point, Old Westerhall, and Fort Judy. Now, they say that their team is working on getting a resolution or getting this thing sorted out. They are anticipating that this will be restored sometime this afternoon into tonight. Nawasa encourages all customers to make efficient use of your stored water. All right, and you must always have a tank. So make sure you have like a tank and things like that. So when situations like these happen, that you are able to do, your regular stuff, because water is important. So once we have an update about this, we'll be able to share with you. Yeah, but I want you to know that yes, they are aware of what's happening and they are working towards a fix, and they do not anticipate this going into tomorrow. All right, and even if it does, we'll be able to let you know that at least, so you are not left guessing. Okay? Right. Smile. Oh, smile. Smile Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique. All right, they brighten hundreds of smiles at the La Poetry St. Andrew area. Now, Smile Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique Smile GCP, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, successfully wrapped up, they say, its annual dental mission at La Poetry in the community center there in St. Andrew. They say that for 8 years, this mission has brought vital dental care, screenings, also extractions, filling, cleaning, also education, the regular, and even blood pressure checks to every parish across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. Led by Grenadians and supported by the ministry's dental staff, the team continues to give back, ensuring citizens benefit from quality oral health services. This is special thanks to Ms. Vanessa Felix, the founder and president of Smiles GCP, Chief Dental Surgeon Dr. Festina Hamlet, and the dedicated volunteers who traveled from Canada and the United States of America to serve our people. Heartfelt gratitude, they say, also goes out to their sponsors and the partners for their unwavering support. Your contribution makes the Smiles possible. Over 400 patients were seen throughout the week, making it yet another historic and successful mission. So together, we build healthier smiles for a healthier Grenada. All right, now, I think one of the most topical issues right now is what we have on your screen, the demolition of houses in the Guankai area. I think it was last week we had a report on that. We went up there on the invitation of the residents. They say, "Oh, Mikey, come and see what's going on here." You know, they received a notice from the Planning and Development Authority, I believe, with the Ministry of Agriculture, and of course they were irate. They were upset that they are receiving these notices because they have been living in these areas for years, they say, and was hoping to own title to the land. In other words, to be kept there and to be given the opportunity to purchase those lands. Some say that they've had conversation with the minister, and so, but in conversation with one of the members from the authority, which is the Ministry of Agriculture, you know, we were told that it doesn't work that way. That it's not necessarily the minister that does, you know, the approvals and stuff like that, but it has to go through a particular process and channel. You know, but the whole thing is very hazy. Who is saying what and when and why? I know there's a lot of emotions involved in this thing, but my wish is that we can have a sober, less noisy conversation about what is happening at Guankai. I believe that there's just too much gray areas with what is happening there. We were told that they were promised first opportunity to purchase these lands and stuff like that. But when I spoke to one of the members, you know, on the authority side, it was like, well, not really, not, you know, these lands there, probably for another area, but for here, these lands here are not to be used or given to squatters or so. You know, so I'm like, okay, well, where? Like, so we need to know the facts. We need everything laid out so that the public can make an informed decision, or at least have an informed opinion on what is happening at Guankai. I'd like to know who owns the lands in the area. What is the size of those lands in the area? What conversation has been had with the residents of the area? At what point in time those conversations were had? And with whom? You know, there are a lot of gray areas and just noise, you know? So I do not wish to get into the middle of the noise. I would like to make sober, have sober conversations. Yeah? Let's settle down a little. Okay, breathe, everybody. Let's calm down. Calm down. Let's talk this through. Okay? But this is not what we are seeing. A lot of action and reactions. Yeah? So, but it is turning out to be a messy situation. And so, now it is playing out in the public eyes. You know? Heard from, well, just before coming on, I just said, let me check the authorities page, and from the page it says here, And when I say that, I mean the Planning and Development Authority, right? It said, they put out a post today saying authorities have begun removing unauthorized buildings in the Guankai area. The operation is being carried out by the Planning and Development Authority with the support from the Royal Grenada Police Force. It goes on to say that residents occupying the affected structures were notified and more notified the previous week that demolition would proceed. Officials indicated that warnings had been issued well in advance, advising that the buildings were unlawfully constructed and needed to be removed. Okay, I would like to know, when was the first notice issued? Who issued the notice? Who received those notices? Were these structures there for more than 5 years? Were any structures constructed following the issuance of the first set of notices? Who issued those notices? Were any communication outside of notice to demolish had with any of those residents? Who did they have those conversations, if those conversations were had? Were any promises or requests made to residents with regards to ownership of those lands? Who made those promises, and to whom were those promises made? Is the building or the buildings that were demolished recently constructed, or were they constructed at the same time of other, or around the same time that other buildings that were not demolished constructed? You know, we want to know, okay, buildings that were not demolished, what is the difference? You know, we just need to know. And it's the public's right to know. Because this issue has gone way beyond just conversations behind office doors. It is now playing out in the public. And so, yes, the public has a right to know what's happening. Not to say, okay, I'm picking a side or so, but just at least to understand what's happening before them. And in the absence of that, rumors spread. In the absence of that, the thing gets uglier and uglier and messier and messier. All right, so hopefully we can sit down and have a conversation about this. We meaning the authority, maybe the Ministry of Agriculture, Planning and Development Authority, you know, just to talk. Just to talk. But anyway, don't talk. Don't say nothing, and you'll see what's going to happen. It's just going to get messier. Fingers are going to be pointing. And you know us already. Everything's going to become political and become a platform conversation. You know? So, your choice. Now, let's move on. Let's go. So the next thing that we have to tell our little boy, according to police, Kenton Alexander, who's a 43-year-old laborer of Granite, where is that? Someplace in St. Andrew. Somewhere around Lakabeki, St. Andrew. He was arrested and charged by police on Thursday, that's today. No, today's Friday, so that would have been yesterday, with 2 counts of stealing from a shed. Stealing from a shed in a housebreaking and stealing from a dwelling house. Now, Mr. Alexander appeared at the Grenville Magistrates Court today, Friday 24th, and was granted bail in the sum of $20,000 with 2 sureties. As part of his bail conditions, he is required to report to the Grenville Police Station, not have any contact with the virtual complainant, refrain from interfering with prosecutors' witnesses, and placed on a daily curfew. He is scheduled to make his next court appearance on Wednesday, 1st July 2026. What? Okay. Let me leave that piece. I'm not gonna opine. I'm gonna not say anything about that piece. We are moving on. The government of Grenada, and this is important, we've been telling you about this from a long time. Through the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry informs the public that effective immediately, the issuance of license for open burning has been suspended until further notice. That this action comes amid growing concerns about environmental degradation, public health risks, and the increased likelihood of uncontrolled fires, particularly during the dry season. Now, open burning is known to contribute significantly to air pollution, adversely affecting respiratory health, and pose serious threats to property, agriculture, and natural ecosystems. The ministry notes that this measure forms part of a broader national strategy to promote sustainable land management practices and strengthen climate resilience. Farmers, landowners, contractors, and members of the general public, you are strongly encouraged to adopt safer and more sustainable alternatives to land clearing and waste management, including composting, mulching, and mechanical clearing. Now, technical assistance and guidance will be provided through Extension District Officers, the Forestry Department, and the Fire Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. The Fire Department, along with other enforcement agencies, will increase, they say, monitoring and enforcement efforts. Now, individuals found engaging in unauthorized burning will be subject to penalties under existing laws and regulations. Now, the government of Grenada said that they'd like to thank the public for your cooperation in protecting the environment and ensuring public safety. So, don't panic. We get that sort of notice every year. Okay, so every year we will get a notice like this. So don't panic. But you just have to be responsible and understand why this is happening at this time. Okay, this needs to happen. It needs to happen. We're seeing people just burning all over the place, and it is creating a problem for others, even for themselves. You go and burn on your land, and the fire goes out of control, destroy a good portion of your land. You know, in some cases, other people's property, when the fire leaves your property and goes into someone else's. All right, so we are trying to, curb that situation right there. So just give them a, okay, peoples. Right, we have not yet had any update from the police regarding the suspect involved in the recent shooting in the city of Ababa. But police say that their investigations are ongoing, and hopefully they will be able to apprehend their suspect. All right, what else do I have to tell all you? Well, it's Friday, and of course, on Friday, it is not our wish to keep you around here for too long, because all the others are all the thing to do and don't have me to study. So I want to take you, give you back some time right now. But before we do that, we'll have to go to the weather, and then we also will need to give you the national report. We got the national report just a moment from the GIS, and of course, remember the national report is now 3 days per week and not every day. I know you're all missing all the report and things like that, but yeah. So let me just quickly run through how to call it. I'll find out a scene. Maybe I need to talk louder. Okay, here it comes. Here it is. Yes, so we've got the weather. It's mostly fair with a low chance of a brief isolated showers. Tonight's minimum. Yo, I don't know when last I've seen that one. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be about 22.5 degrees Celsius. What? By Grenadian standard, that's cold. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour, becoming variable to calmer times. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Now, Saturday's weather is expected to be mostly fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with occasional showers, mainly overnight. Max temp 31 degrees Celsius, minimum just around 24. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves up to 5 feet in open waters. That's our weather report for tonight and tomorrow. You on Sunday too? Okay. Calm down. Now, Sunday's weather is expected to be generally fair with brief... Don't go yet, I had something to tell earlier, I forgot. Generally fair with brief isolated afternoon showers. Max temp 31 degrees Celsius, minimum 23.5 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour, and seas moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. I said don't go yet. And who go? Took bad. We received a call, I think it was yesterday. Yesterday, was it? About a death happening from an incident that occurred at one of the nation's hotels. Yes, one of the more popular hotels in the south of the island. You know, it was hard to get information at first because, you know, within closed doors, you know, it's tough. But by the time I got back to the studio late last night and I contacted one of the, let's just say, I contacted one of my sources, they did confirm that following an incident at one of the hotels, someone did in fact die. All right, I do not have the identity of that individual. Okay, so that's as much as I can say. I'm not even sure it's a Grenadian, by the way. It might be one of the guests. Okay, but yes. So if you've heard, I can tell you that yes, we've heard the same, and that was confirmed to us by one of our sources. Well, two sources actually. So yeah. All right, folks, so what we're going to take now is a quick break and come back. And when we come back, we'll have the national report. And yeah, so we shall be back. No, Mikey, where's your manners? Sorry, guys, where's my manners? My manners. Hold on. I think I'm getting old. Java, we have to pick up with the people. Ventress. Java, hi Java, what's going on? Hazel, Kieran, Hazelan, Deslin, Ranson, did I say Veronica? Celine, Jacinta, again, Titali, Lawrence, how are you doing? Karen, how are you? Karen, you good? I heard your day was great. Well, that's good to know. Diana, Ian, Ranson, Cheryl, and everybody else. We want to say hello to you. May God bless you and your family and everybody. You understand? Take care of yourselves. I love and appreciate every one of you for making my dream a reality. Judy, how are you? Judy Bowen, hello. Marcus, how are you? Tamara, how are you? Kieran, how are you? Everybody, okay? I really do love and appreciate you guys for being a part of my story. Yeah, being a part of my timeline as I exist here on Earth. Yeah, anyway, taking a break again and coming back with the national report.
Ready to create, design, and vibe? At Patwell Creative, we bring dreams alive. Crafty math for kids with learning so bright. Wellness crafting for adults done right. We don't just paint, we craft, we mold, we stitch, we build, we elevate bold. Jewelry with Caribbean soul in view. 3D printing, laser work made just for you. Call 410-5016. Don't hesitate. Book a workshop or order. Craft, create, elevate.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it, accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
First home? Need to replace what stopped working? Ready for an upgrade? Now is the time to shop at Quartz. Get a free gift with purchase on select appliances and 20% off matching bedroom pieces. Shop mattresses for the comfort you need. Plus, save on furniture, dining, and large screen TVs. Get what you need at Quartz. And when they ask, say, I got it at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Payments shouldn't slow you down. Tap your phone to pay with Apple Pay or Google Pay. No need to carry cards or even your wallet. Freedom of online shopping that actually works with the Spot Pay Calypso card. Send and receive money with friends, locally and securely. Receive money from the US in seconds and spend it right away. Send and spend across the Caribbean and all over the world. All with one app. Spot Pay. Money reimagined.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Welcome to the future of shopping with Real Value IGA mobile app. Now, your favorite supermarket is right in your pocket. Whether you're a student, a busy parent, or in the diaspora shopping for friends and family at home, a Yachty, or a Grenadian, our mobile app has you covered. Shop online with our mobile app from anywhere and enjoy free delivery to St. George and St. David. Or you can pick up your groceries in-store, hassle-free. Convenience, savings, and a seamless experience in Grenada. All right here at your fingertips. Download the Real Value IGA mobile app and start shopping today. Real Value IGA, bringing the supermarket to you.
Whether you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look, the Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
Courts is giving you the chance to experience the Caribbean's premier music and arts event, the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. Every Courts purchase of $2,999 or more from now to April 23rd gives you a chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip for two. To enjoy the music, the flair, and to create unforgettable memories for you and your guests. Don't miss this opportunity. Shop today, only at Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Request, pay, ride. Dash makes getting around easy. Dash, rides that fit you.
Coming up in the news, Balthazar families receive new homes in neighboring community as government prepares to start construction on the bridge. And dialogue has begun to make a US $2 billion fund available to Grenadian creatives. We'll have details to these stories and more, plus a look at news in the region when we return.
In our 2026 strategy, we're focusing on several core pillars: high net worth individuals and experiential travel, romance and weddings, nautical experiences, meetings and incentives, culinary and agritourism, events and culture, adventure and sustainability. These pillars are designed to highlight the diverse experiences that Grenada has to offer. By aligning our efforts with these pillars, we aim to tap into key markets like North America, the UK, and regional markets, while also expanding into new territories such as Latin America, continental Europe, Asia, and Africa. Each pillar represents a unique aspect of our islands, from the luxurious experiences of our high-end resorts and villas to the vibrant cultural events that celebrate our heritage. We believe that by focusing on these areas, we can offer travelers unforgettable experiences that showcase the best of what our islands have to offer.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it's crucial for us to conserve water at home. When washing my vehicle, I use a bucket with rainwater that I have stored. This is how I save water. What are you waiting for?
Welcome back with the details to the news for Friday, April 24th. I am Rikisha St. Louis. 4 families once living in fear each time there was a heavy downpour of the Balthazar River are now more comfortable in their new homes. The homes were provided as part of the Resettlement Action Plan under the World Bank-funded Grenada Resilience Improvement Project GRIP. On Wednesday, the keys were handed over to the families who are now residents of the neighboring community SAB. The dwelling houses were built under the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation's Build Back Better initiative. The Grenada Resilience Improvement Project is a US $15 million World Bank-funded initiative of the Government of Grenada aimed at enhancing climate-resilient infrastructure and community capacity for disaster preparedness. The project has 2 components: the reconstruction of the Balthazar Bridge and the coastal protection works at Soubise. Project manager Dr. Kelvin George said civil works on the Balthazar Bridge will commence soon.
We're about to do contract signing, but prior to contract signing, we now are at the stage of handing over the house that were identified to be reconstructed. Those individuals were identified under the Resettlement Action Plan. That plan states those affected or those potentially affected households within the vicinity of the Balthazar Bridge. So the homes are homes that were identified for those individuals. The project itself is about to go into contract signing, which is earmarked to happen on Friday. We're hoping that the contractor can come in and be onboarded, and we're hoping that within the next month we will see actual civil works mobilization happening and actual civil works taking place within the Balthazar Bridge.
Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, highlighted the significance of the project. He gave his ministry's commitment to ensure the completion of the project.
It is a much needed project now, because we see the devastation when you have flooding at the Balthazar Bridge. In my constituency, 2024, you had an area that was flooded and someone was trying to get through that area and they lost their life. That's by the Woodlands area. So you cannot take flooding for granted. You may say it's nothing until something happened to someone and a life is taken. So we welcome this project. And this is a project that my ministry will fight hard to ensure it is completed on time and we do not lose the funding for it, but Grenada benefits from it.
Parliamentary representative for the area, Honorable Delma Thomas, commended the teams from GRIP and MIT for ensuring that the residents are safe and comfortable. She deemed the entire project as being people-centered.
The handover provides safe, secure, and dignified housing for the affected families. It represents stability, comfort, and a fresh start. Through the GRIP project, we continue to ensure that the development directly improves the lives of our people. The program delivers practical support where it's needed the most. And these homes are for the families who were there before. We are happy to be at this place, handing over the homes to these families, but we look forward to the bigger project, which is really the implementation and the start of construction and the boots on the ground as it relates to the Balthazar Bridge project.
Senator the Honorable Gloria Thomas, Minister for Housing, highlighted the importance of safe housing for the families through collaborative efforts by the government.
The Ministry of Housing applaud the initiative to have these houses constructed through MIT. And as a ministry, we remain committed to better housing for the people of Grenada, no matter who undertake the initiative to have safer homes. We support progress and development in the housing sector on the island. A home is not just a structure. It is where memories are built, where children do their homework at the kitchen table, where neighbors support one another, where community take root. These homes will become places of laughter, comfort, and belonging. But today is not the end of a project. It is the beginning of a stronger community. As these homes are handed over, we also hand over opportunity, responsibility, and hope. Together, let us continue building not only houses, but a neighborhood defined by safety, pride, respect, and mutual support.
Civil works are ongoing at the Balthazar Bridge site for the installation of a pedestrian bridge, which will allow for safe passage over the river during the reconstruction. Contract signing for the bridge reconstruction and coastal protection will be done on Monday. The U.S. Embassy and the National Water and Sewage Authority, NWASA, just concluded a comprehensive water security workshop focused on advancing Grenada's water infrastructure and management capabilities. NWASA's General Manager, Kenrick St. Louis, and members of the organization's technical team engaged with U.S. technical experts to formulate next steps for Grenada's water sector. At the closing ceremony on Tuesday, Mr. St. Louis underscored the significance of opportunities to improve water security initiatives. He is optimistic that this is the beginning of great things in store for water security and the overall development of the sector.
So this helped us from a cross-functional perspective. I get the best out of this activity. And I want to thank our facilitators. They did a wonderful job. You know, we leave here better than we came in. I believe more of us know about how NAWASA operates. More of us know, well, I think we've gotten to know each other a little bit better as well, because we know where information is. So for me, this was a very, very fruitful exercise, and it's something I was looking forward to. This is the beginning of the future. I mean, the future starts today, right? So we don't go back and start do the same things we were doing before. I mean, when we think about things, as I said earlier, let us not let we don't have money be the first thing that comes out of our mouth. Because once you think about the system and you think about alternatives, there's an opportunity to get to some solution that will make us better.
U.S. Embassy Principal Officer Cindy Diouf is pleased that the partnership between both entities has moved from dialogue to action. The United States, she said, will support practical solutions that result in real differences in people's lives.
Water security is not just a technical challenge, it's a community challenge. It requires collaboration across sectors, investment in infrastructures and education, and a long-term vision that prioritize the well-being, just as Todd said, for all of Grenada. The United States is proud to stand with Grenada as a partner in this effort. Through initiatives like the Ambassador's Water Expert Program, we are committed to supporting practical solutions that make real differences in people's lives. As we move forward, I encourage you to carry the momentum of this workshop into your daily work. Let us continue to collaborate, innovate, and act with urgency and purpose.
NAWASA's manager of the Production and Quality Department, Todd Labery, outlined some of the areas addressed during the workshop. Both data management and the infrastructure investment plan are critical in moving the country's water sector forward.
One of the major things that we had discussed was the infrastructure investment plans, which would form the basis of a lot what NAWASA does in the future, does today and tomorrow, preparing for the future, where we focus our resources, financial, human resources, how we look at our water resources, where we are and where we want to go. In addition to other things as SCADA, monitoring of our systems, and a huge component which is data management. We realize data is key for a lot what we're discussing here. We're looking to move away from relying on institutional knowledge to a more data-driven approach, and I think it aligns quite well with a lot of what we're doing in NAWASA now. I would say that it has left me in a state of anticipation. Because one of the things we did was assign some roles and responsibilities for completing the strategic asset management plan, and hopefully to get that infrastructure investment plan.
Professional civil and environmental engineer and independent consultant Dr. Claire Beveridge commended the local team on their commitment to effect change within the system. She explained that the key to realizing change is to address what exists now to determine the next course of action.
We're focusing a lot on what do you have now, and how can we package what you have now so that you can use it to justify what you need to move forward. And that's, I think, where we're working on, so that not looking backwards, wanting to look forward. We're at this cusp of change. You've got to solidify and clarify and communicate what you have now. And once you do that, you have solid base to say, this is where we're going, this is why we're going here, and this is why we need funding to do so. So I think you just have, you have a great strategy and a good direction. Now we just need to implement it.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry is piloting the integration of drone technology in agriculture to optimize crop monitoring, improve precision in farming practices, reduce costs, and increase overall farm productivity and sustainability. The government of Grenada recently purchased 9 drones valued at over $200,000, bringing the total unmanned aircraft system managed by the Ministry of Agriculture to 12. 10 officers are being trained by local company Aerial Vision. Sessions include theory, a two-part practical training in the classroom, and field practical training. Alex Calderon, Managing Director at Aerial Vision, explains that the drones will enable the Ministry of Agriculture and local farmers to track animals and successfully conduct night surveillance.
We're going to be able to track and tag animals. We want to see their health. We want to see their position, their GPS position. So it's a bit of both for Predial as well as Ministry of Agriculture, just figuring out how do we move forward.
The UAV pilot program builds on the Food and Agriculture Organization's Unmanned Aircraft System program, implemented in 2023 by the ministry to support the integration of drone technology in agriculture and adoption of big data analytics, machine learning, and AI tools tailored for agriculture and other key sectors.
And we have the Agras T50 that is specifically just for spraying and pesticides. So we'll leave that just for that section. And then the Dock 3, which is the next unit, that can do everything in one, except the agriculture. So that one will be the one where real surveillance. That Dock 3 has a drone that not only can follow back land and charge the unit to send it back off, but it has a thermal camera. So we're able to do night surveillance, we're able to find people.
Minister for Agriculture Honorable Lennox Andrews believes the introduction of drones in the agriculture sector is crucial for the scientific development of the sector.
What I'm seeing here this morning is a case where the latest technology, the latest scientific technology, scientific developments are being brought to our agriculture. And I'm happy that our staff, 10 of you have been well trained and you're being well prepared to utilize this technology. Predial larceny is a big issue for us in Grenada, and I do hope that this technology would put the final solution in place for dealing with predial larceny in our country.
Upon completion, all participants will be certified drone pilots tasked with supporting the UAV pilot program and serving their respective departments, lands and surveys, predial larceny, land use, public relations, among others. Dialogue has begun to make a US $2 billion fund available to Grenadian creatives. The government of Grenada continues to seek opportunities for Grenadian creatives to access funding opportunities and for their work to be recognized not just at home, but globally. On a recent trip to Nigeria for the Afro-Caribbean Investment Summit, government officials had the opportunity to express the need for collaborations with governments and the private sector to be developed within various sectors. Out of that summit came collaborations with Aquarian Consults to make a $1 billion fund available to the creative industry through the Afro-Caribbean Creative Economy Financing Initiative, of which Grenada is a signatory. A representative from the Aquarian Consults met with creatives this week to get a better understanding of the needs of the creatives in Grenada and how this fund will work for them. Ambassador Richard Nixon gave details on how that collaboration began.
There was a MOU signing. So I said, okay, this looks good. So when I found out a little bit more about the details, saying kids signed up to the fund that Mr. Dash has put together along with Aquarian Consult. I said, well, we cannot be left behind. I want to see this MOU. So we got a copy of it. We sent it down to Creative Affairs Office. It went through Foreign Ministry, went through legal, and I said, okay, you can sign up to this. You're okay. So we are here today because Grenada is a signatory to access this fund.
Former minister responsible for the creative industry in Grenada, Honorable Lennox Andrews, who also traveled to the summit, said how pleased he is to see how the creative industry is evolving as it continues to present opportunities to the people with ideas.
Creativity is based on ideas, new ideas, different ideas, original ideas. So we have to develop that industry because our people have plenty ideas, new ideas, and you want an avenue to demonstrate those new ideas. So while we were in Nigeria a few weeks ago, we were happy that there was an opportunity to make financing available, I think somewhere around $2 billion for countries like ours to access to help develop our creative industry. And I'm happy that Ambassador would have taken up the opportunity to put that concept into practice and to have this meeting here today to discuss how we can access as a country, as a people, how we can access those 2 billion or part of it for the development of our creative industry.
Creatives came ready to engage, ask direct questions, and push for clarity on how this initiative can work for them. The conversation will shape what's next for the Grenada creative industry. We'll take a short break. Stay with us.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it is crucial for all of us to conserve water at home. When washing my fruits and vegetables, I use a bowl of water, and later I reuse it to water my plants. This is how I save water at home. What are you waiting for?
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a step. So the journey of a year begins with but a sec. 1 second is the difference between old and new. The difference between what you have done and what you have to do. 1 second is the difference between who you were and who you are going to be. The difference between a year of expectations and a year of memories. Awaiting you is a year of opportunities and new moves. Just 1 final second to reflect. And then we must embrace indeed. I reckon 1 second is all we need.
Welcome back. Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines are at the forefront of regional integration where education is concerned. Under the OECS Program for Educational Advancement and Relevant Learning, OECS Pearl, 2 primary school teachers from St. Vincent and the Grenadines were in Grenadian classrooms for the week of Monday, April 20th to Thursday, 23rd. The Teacher Exchange Program fosters a deeper understanding of the digital OECS harmonized primary curriculum, which is the new curriculum guide for primary schools in the OECS region. 3 Grenadian teachers were in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in March. Sarana Mitchell has more.
From Monday, April 20th to Thursday, April 23rd, 2 primary school teachers from St. Vincent and the Grenadines were paired with 2 teachers in Grenada.
What this signifies is that outside of what we do individually as islands in the Caribbean, we see the importance of collaboration. We know that collaboration can benefit us, and that is why we have decided to participate in such a program. I am sure that our friends sitting next to you at Blessed Sacrament and Brownway Government did their best to ensure that you had an enjoyable, safe, productive stay. I am sure there are lessons that you learned from your experience here that you can take back to St. Vincent, because our teachers, when they visited St. Vincent, did come back with a wealth of knowledge that they can implement in our schools.
And even though the Pearl is coming to an end, the Ministry of Education can and will pursue similar exchanges, because the Pearl is not ended. We now have to initiate right? The absorption, the integration, the growth, right? We have spent a lot of years investing in this, and we want to make sure that we secure the benefits for a very, very long time as we continue to elaborate on what we have created so far.
At Blessed Sacrament Catholic School, Summer Brown was one of the students that Arusha Job from St. Vincent and the Grenadines taught. So tell me the name of your teacher, the new teacher who was with you this week.
The teacher who is with me this week, her name is Miss Job.
Wow, what did you learn from Miss Job?
Science, maths, and language arts.
Is her teaching different from Miss Joseph's teaching? The way she teaches?
No.
Yes. No?
No, miss.
Similar?
Yes, miss.
What about the teaching is similar? What is it that makes it similar? Same.
Because she sung just like Miss Joseph.
Job appreciated the teacher exchange experience. What does it take for you to teach a class, a grade 1 class?
It takes a lot of planning, a lot of engagement, a lot of participation and student center activities.
What does it mean for you to be a part of this exchange from St. Vincent to Grenada?
It's just amazing. It's wow.
Nakota Joseph was Job's Grenadian counterpart at Blessed Sacrament Catholic School. You say successful. How did the children react to her as opposed to you? Because when we spoke with Summer, Summer said both of you sung alike.
Yes. And she's correct because we teach, I would say, in the same manner. We try our best to have our lessons very interactive and engaging and meaningful. So it's a lot of energy. So she brought across a lot of energy, and the children enjoyed that. I would do the same. So that's what she meant by saying that, we taught in a similar manner. Some of the activities, the strategies that were employed during the lessons were things that both of us do.
So what different did you learn from Miss Job?
I noticed that when she teaches, she does a lot of repetition to make sure that the content that she's teaching sticks with the children. And at this age, they really need a repetition. So I thought that was something that I would it's something that I do, but I think I could also improve in that area. So I like that about how she brings her lessons across.
And what do you think about the whole idea of the exchange?
I think this was a wonderful opportunity. It was an experience to just experience teaching from a different educational system to see what was different, what was similar, and I think she was able to capture that. It was a chance to promote regional integration, to show how we want lessons and teaching to be standardized throughout the OECS, and that experience really came out. That's what came out in the experience.
At the Grand Roy Government School, Dwight Johnson was in the classroom, and the students were happy to have him.
He teaches in a very fun state and make us think that learning is fun.
Do you think learning is fun?
Yes, miss.
Johnson applauds the OECS Pearl initiative.
My primary purpose for being a part of this exchange program was to be a part of regional educational reform. And I think it's a very important initiative. I observed the way in which the teachers approach the students is a bit different, and the way they put over the content a lot relates to the culture, the cultural context, which I find was very interesting.
When you say cultural context, give me an example.
For example, I've noticed they link content to certain folk tales, especially in the comprehension. And in the comprehension, a lot of folk tale is used based on the Grenadian context.
Do you do that in St. Vincent?
Some teachers, I believe. Me personally, not so much, but I plan to adapt that.
Vanessa Barry was a local teacher in the classroom with Johnson at Grand Roy Government School. What does it mean for you to be a part of the exchange program with the OECS Pearl for the week with the teacher from St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
Okay.
It was a very good experience for me. I think what the OECS Pearl is doing in regards to education and the advances that they're trying to make, it would help education to go a long way, not only in Grenada but throughout the rest of the Caribbean.
So what different did you, or what similarities and differences that you were able to detect from Mr. Johnson's teaching style for the week?
Okay, so similarities, we both use varied activities and so forth to be able to reach the different students, because we have, in my class, I have different abilities, learning styles, learning challenges. So we both use different activities to be able to help reach their level of understanding, right? So that's for similarities. Differences, not that many differences I saw. However, well, he's a male, and I don't know. There's something about male teachers that there's a level of authority with it. So he may not have had to speak as loud as I would, on a daily basis, and he just went smoothly through, and I really enjoyed that, seeing the children engage with him, knowing that it was the first time that they were meeting him, and to see how well they, cooperated and so forth. It was really good.
The Teacher Exchange Initiative falls under the purview of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Program for the Educational Advancement and Relevant Learning, OECS Pearl, as it rolls out the digital OECS Harmonized Primary Curriculum, DOHPC, which will streamline the curriculum for the OECS region. The OECS Pearl is a program created to foster increased access and improved learning for children in the OECS region, particularly the islands of Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Grenada. The program is funded by the Global Partnership for Education. Sarana Mitchell reporting.
Thank you, Sorana. Continuing the news, farmers on the sister isles of Carriacou and Petite Martinique are now more knowledgeable in the installation of drip irrigation systems. Close to a dozen farmers recently benefited from a training facilitated by an irrigation specialist. More in this dispatch from G-Cruise communication specialist, Janelle Rubin Maguire.
Farmers across Carriacou and Petite Martinique are now better equipped to improve their productivity and climate resilience following specialized training in the installation of micro-sprinkler and drip irrigation systems. The training was conducted after 12 farmers, 7 from Carriacou and 5 from Petite Martinique, received irrigation equipment designed to enhance water efficiency on their farms. Both the provision of irrigation systems and the hands-on training were made possible through the Climate Resilient Water Sector in Grenada G-Cruise Challenge Fund for Agriculture, CFA. The program continues to support farmers with water-efficient technologies, including micro-sprinklers, drip irrigation, and rainwater harvesting systems, aimed at strengthening resilience within the agriculture sector. Farmers Rohan Thomas and Curtis Quashi expressed their appreciation for the opportunity, noting that the training has provided them with practical knowledge that will directly improve their farming practices.
Thanks to the G-Cruise project for helping us out in Petite Martinique Day as farmers, and the training was very informative. I learned a lot from it. And that should help us in a great way. First of all, in conserving water, and we should be able to do some more farming year round. You understand? Yeah. So today was very fruitful. I'm glad I came to see exactly what was going on. So when I get back up, I should be able to do, well, I will be able to do my thing.
The equipment coming in a very good time, as you can see. Now is the dry season time, and well, I mean, it's just a spokes in the wheel towards food security, but it go enhance from time to time, and it's a very good thing.
Supporting the installation of the irrigation systems was Caitlin Weeks, who highlighted the impact it will have on the agriculture sector in Carriacou and Petite Martinique.
It's very interesting because knowing that we here in Carriacou don't have the water system as we supposed to, and we don't have rainy season as it's supposed to. So it is very important that we have this system in which we can water our plant and get it going and get it moving at a faster rate. This is direct, this dropping direct to the plants. So you'll get overall a better produce so that you can keep moving out produce after the next. So you keep replanting and you keep going.
Facilitating the irrigation training was Eladaji Lasson from Agile Water Solutions. During the training exercise, farmers were taken through the different parts of the system, how it should be installed, and reminded of the need to secure spare parts for repair needs.
The only system who can save water on irrigation right now is drip irrigation and micro sprinkler, but more drip irrigation. For that farm, what we did a small demonstration of drip irrigation, and I think it was a good idea to make some concrete, practical. That means that all the farmers did the practical, they know how to install this drip line and how to do all this fitting and the different steps that they have to do.
Consultant from the Grenada Development Bank, Derek Charles, said the farmers were very intrigued with the training. He noted that through the program, some farmers received water tanks for rainwater harvesting in addition to the irrigation systems.
They had hands-on experience, and some of them are actually putting in the lines and screwing them on and making sure that the pressure is okay, getting rid of the dirt from the lines and having everything work out. So we know when they return to the farm, they will be able to install their own lines.
Through this intervention, improved water efficiency, increased crop production, and the continuation of climate resilience farming practices across the Sister Isles is expected. The G-Cruise project is jointly financed by the Green Climate Fund, the German Federal Ministry for the Environment, Climate Action, Nature Conservation and Nuclear Safety, BMUKN, under its International Climate Initiative ICI, and the Government of Grenada. I am Janelle Ruben Maguire reporting.
Thank you, Janelle. Over 50 participants attended a comprehensive one-day training session designed to provide farmers with the relevant information to tackle the Bomycia tabaci, or the whiteflies. The training was spearheaded by the Pest Management Unit within the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with the Chinese Agricultural Mission in Grenada. Participants included technical extension officers, Larceny Task Force officers, and farmers in the Southern Agricultural District. According to Pest Management Officer of the Pest Management Unit, Troy Augustine, several species of the whiteflies exist. However, the Bomycia tabaci is particularly notorious for damaging catch crops and nurseries.
In that area, we show them that they can do things like removal of debris of plants that already been harvested and remain on the station, as well as other techniques where you would integrate approaches that will be less toxic, where you could spray products on the crops like biocontrol, etc., and fungal product that you can use to control the pests. It was well received.
Augustine emphasized that the participants gained a thorough comprehension in pest management strategies.
We had an in-house training activity and a field demonstration, demonstrating how to use the sticky traps, how to use repellent plants and association of different plants to control the pest. All the oils like this neem oil and the other spray oil that can be used, which is recommended. We advise them to use that, and of course the green labels on the chemical products, which is better to use than the red or the yellow or the blue. We believe that the farmers well received the information, and that they now have a better approach to controlling that particular pest. In terms of
the training equipped farmers and extension officers with an in-depth understanding of Burmecia tabaci and effective techniques to manage the spread.
The training today, it was informative, and I'm glad to see that they're being a bit proactive, because oftentimes here in Grenada are reactive. We wait till things get out of control before something is done. So that's good.
We hope the government will continue to develop programs to bring the youths, especially, into agriculture.
Thanks to the Ministry of Agriculture Pest Management Unit, thanks to the Southern Agricultural District Office for bringing the message to the farmers and learn how to manage your crop better by pruning, by creating air. When you prune, you create air, fertilizing on time, and watering on time. So today the training is basically geared to passing on that kind of knowledge to farmers. And I know farmers, if they follow the training, they will benefit, especially in the case of soursop.
Participants were encouraged to incorporate insects such as the mealybug into their pest management practices to reduce reliance on chemical solutions. This is the GIS News. We'll take a look at what's happening in the region when we come back.
Morning! Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique are known as the spice of the Caribbean, offering a blend of authenticity and adventure. Our unique selling points include pristine beaches, lush rainforests, rich cultural heritage, and vibrant festivals. These elements create a tapestry of experiences that awaken the senses and invite travelers to explore the beauty of our islands. We're also keeping an eye on industry trends like personalization, sustainability, wellness, and tech-enabled journeys. Personalization allows us to create bespoke experiences tailored to individual preferences, while sustainability ensures that our tourism practices preserve the environment and benefit local communities. Wellness travel is on the rise, with visitors seeking relaxation and rejuvenation, and technology is enhancing the travel experience through AI-powered trip planning and virtual reality previews. By embracing these trends, we can ensure that our offerings remain appealing and relevant to travelers around the world.
Welcome back. Dr. Carla Bonnet, CARICOM Secretary General, used elements of the regional theme of Girls in ICT Day 2026, Empower, Educate, and Elevate, to define what member states must continue to do to build a Caribbean community that is being rapidly reshaped by technology. Girls in ICT Day, Thursday, April 23rd, was celebrated by the Caribbean community under the theme Empower, Educate, Elevate, Building a Future-Ready CARICOM with Girls in ICT. This day highlights the importance of encouraging and empowering girls and young women to pursue studies and careers in information and communication technology, a sector that continues to shape the global economy and future of work. Delivering remarks at the CARICOM Secretariat at the opening session of activities to observe the day, Dr. Barnett said that CARICOM is committed to ensuring that girls and young women participate in the implementation of regional strategies, not as afterthoughts, but as architects of change. That's a look at news for today, Friday, April 24th. Let's recap the top stories. Balthazar families receive new homes in neighboring community as government prepares to start construction on the bridge. And dialogue has begun to make a US $2 billion fund available to Grenadian creatives. On behalf of the news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis, thanking you for joining us.